Law Simplified with Justice is anchored by Justice Maduforo. Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, and welcome to Law Simplified with Justice. I remain your usual regular host, Justice Maduforo. Today you've heard my voice a little bit. I just coming straight from court now. Ladies and gentlemen, this program brings the very best topics of all legal issues and discusses it on this platform, Law Simplified with Justice, to get you to take action. Ladies and gentlemen, as the usual practice, whatever I discuss here, all my discussants on this program, they are not legal advice. They are just merely an information, an opinion to get you to take action. And therefore, on the screen is the full details of all that you need to get the right legal advice and legal services that you need, from litigation to advocacy. And that's where all the road and the vehicle leading you to Tice Madox Solicitors. And you can see the address on the screen. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on our email, follow us on Twitter, and then we can assist you in the greatest interest of yourself and those who depend on you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Justice Maduforo, the host of this program. I am a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I am a solicitor of the Senior Court of England and Wales. I am also a police station accredited and magistrate court duty solicitor, and facilitated and approved by the Ministry of Justice of England and Wales to provide free legal advice initial at the police station and then subject to means testing from the magistrate court to the Crown Court. Ladies and gentlemen, today this program brings the very best. I have discussed employment law in this program. That definitely means that Tice Madox Solicitors will deal with your matters regarding to immigration matters, will deal with your matters regarding to employment matters, will deal with your matters regarding contracts, commercial disputes, will deal with your matters from family law or civil litigations, criminal matters, from money laundering to serious fraud, all the way to bribery and corruption and money laundering, and any form of serious matters involving the serious office, and all sort of matters that you would never think of. Ladies and gentlemen, Tice Madox Solicitors is equipped to deal with these matters. The team is able and waiting for your call. Telephone numbers on the screen. Today, I will be discussing immigration law. I said to you, I've discussed so many areas of law in this show, on this platform, getting you to take action. Today is no exception. I will be discussing today immigration law. And the topic today is immigration law, marriage of convenience. Immigration law, marriage of convenience. What does that mean? I have discussed a series of issues regarding immigration, which is so dynamic, so unpredictable. At any point in time, the policies and guidance of the Home Office will change, will be renewed, will be repealed, will be substituted with other ones. And as a result of that, when you rely on the old ones, when you rely on things that are already moved on, then you get the application wrongly. And because the reason why you come to Tice Madox Solicitors is because we are continuously following the Home Office. We are consistently following the case laws. We're consistently following the policies and guidance. We're consistently following the politicians when it comes to changes, policies, or manifestos of these political organizations. They talk about the UKIP, they talk about the Conservative, the Labour, the Liberals. We're following their manifestos as we gradually march towards 2015 election in the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, a whole deal of changes has come over there. A whole deal of changes in immigration law has come over there. Therefore, you do not sit tight and just wait and close your door. No, you must take action. Remember, I always tell you in this program that your limitation will boil down to the fact of your statusless status in this country. Your limitation will be hinged on the fact that you do not have any legal and any legitimate status when it comes to immigration-wise to remain in this country, to stay in this country, and to exercise and reclaim your potentials. As a result of that limitations, you will not move forward. Whatever thing you do, whether you use somebody else's name to work, whether you use somebody else's name to study, At the end of the day, you want to look back and say, what have you achieved? Your name is completely fizzled out. And you are expanding the name of someone else, which you are imposing, who you're using, for instance, impersonating to work and to move on. You must take a step to regularize that change. How do you do that? No matter how you use somebody's name for a long time, you do not want to continue. You want to make a reverse. Pick up the phone and call Tice Madox Solicitors, the telephone number on the screen. I'm discussing today immigration law, marriage of convenience. Marriage of convenience is out there, it's rampant. Marriage of convenience, let me define it in terms of immigration law. Marriage of convenience is where a non-EU national or a non-national or someone who have no leave to remain, whether it's a non-EU national or someone from any other country, they have no leave to remain, but for the purpose of immigration benefit, for the purpose of leave to remain, have engaged in a marriage with someone else who is either an EU citizen or British citizen, or someone who has any form of leave to remain, be it a refugee status, someone who has claimed claimed asylum in this country, and has been recognized as a refugee by the United Kingdom, and someone has, for the purpose of immigration leave to remain, has merged and conducted and entered into a marriage of convenience with this person for the purpose of having leave to remain in the United Kingdom. The underlying factor there is the benefit of having leave to remain. Now, when people enter into a sham marriage, and another way is as a result of financial or pecuniary benefit, that is different. That is outside this is outside the purview of this discussion today. Because there are two types. Those who go into the marriage for the benefit of financial gains or pecuniary benefits, and those who go into it as a result of the opportunity and the benefit to have a leave to remain in this country. Now, some of you are sitting on applications that you made, either a spouse or partner or whatever it is of an EU citizen or a British citizen or even any other citizenship or any other person who has leave to remain. And Home Office have written back to you and suspecting that your marriage is that of convenience. Are you sitting on that? Do you know someone who is sitting on that? You know someone the Home Office have tagged that the marriage is marriage of convenience. Do you know that? Especially the percentage which I have seen in calculation from the statistics and profile from the Home Office in relation to the number of the nationalities that these are rampant upon is between non-EU nationals and EU citizens. The statistic is staggering. As a result of the high statistics between these marriages of those of EU citizens and non-EU citizens, the Home Office have come to table and produce a statistics to show that it's on the high. As a result of that, either due to the flexibility of the Regulation 2006, which have allowed non-EU citizens to merge, to depend, and to marry EU citizens. As a result of that, they can now have the right to remain in this country as long as their EU citizen spouse or family member is in this country and has a treaty right. So they move forward to make that application. Now, the Home Office statistics is staggering between these group of people. As a result of that, the Home Office caseworkers, when you make an application as a spouse or family member of EU national, as a result of your marriage and the result of even your partnership. But for the purpose of this discussion, I will limit it to marriage rather than partnership. Partnership is when two people have lived together in a relationship akin to a marriage. As a result of that, that is away from the purview of my discussion today. But that's a different topic of its own. But I will fuse it as I go along in introducing this topic. Marriage of convenience for the purpose of leave to remain or obtaining leave to remain in this country is also in the criminal palace a breach of immigration rules, which means that the individual, either the woman or the man, or either way, they have gone into this marriage or knowingly that this marriage or this union is that of convenience or sham, as people would say, or the court will use the word. And in that circumstance, that both of them have committed the same offense under the criminal palace. In dealing with that, the Home Office handpicks that I would say that it is not statistics, but I would say that the majority of applications for leave to remain as based on the family member or wife or husband or spouse of EU nationals. The Home Office sometimes have refused these applications without taking it further to the criminal threshold. The criminal threshold or the criminal palace, therefore, will be that immigration rules have been breached, which means the criminal proceedings or investigation are to commence, and with a view to charge or to acquit. But this is not also part of the discussion. To tell you today that this topic is very wide, and as a result of that, most people don't understand what it means. But guess what? Tice Madox Solicitors, Justice Maduforo, I am a specialist when I deal with allegations and accusations or assertions of marriages of convenience. Are you sitting on an application where the Home Office have branded your marriage of that of convenience? Are you sitting on an application where the Home Office are not able to prove that your marriage is of convenience? Whether or not you are entering into a marriage of convenience, there is also the civil threshold of which the accuser or the allegate, those who make an allegation must prove before the court or the tribunal in order to accept clearly and aver that the marriage is that of convenience, and the court to accept that. The court accepts these allegations and agree with Home Office or disagrees with them when it comes to tribunal allegation matters based on the circumstances, based on the evidence. What? The evidence either that obtained by the Home Office against the applicant or that obtained by the applicant to counter the allegation of the Home Office. Tice Madox Solicitors, and rather me, Justice Maduforo, have that eagle eye. I have that litigation experience. I have that research skills to take detailed instruction from you, present your case, irrespective of whether or not the Home Office have accused you of what is not tenable. Let me tell you this, that most applications I've done regarding these marriage of convenience allegations are all fictitious as emanating from the Home Office, which means the caseworker sits on his desk, removes your application, looked at the tick box and checklist before him or her to consider whether this application falls or under that refusal. If he falls under the refusal, it's ticked, which means that this applicant has failed this, Mere suspicion is not a proof that your marriage is of convenience. Mere suspicious, mere assertion, mere circumstances is not enough. Especially those of you who are married and your spouse are EU citizens. I will take this discussion further. Remember, I said that what I discuss in this program is not legal advice. They are my opinion, or basically because of the fact of my wealth of experience in the field. When I talk about the field, I talk about the Immigration Tribunal. I talk about the first-year tribunal. I talk about the upper tribunal. I talk about the High Court of Justice when it comes to judicial review applications. I talk about Court of Appeal decisions. I talk about Supreme Court decisions. I talk about the European Court of Justice decisions in Strasbourg. Ladies and gentlemen, United Kingdom is a member and treaty to the European Union. As a result of that, decisions that are made and heard in Strasbourg European Court of Justice binds the United Kingdom. Now, I will discuss that in a short while relating to that. So because I am versed in dealing with these matters, so I know the thresholds to be fulfilled. I know the requirements that need to be met. Whether or not they say your marriage is of convenience, whether you've appealed to the upper tribunal, whether you've appealed to from a first-year tribunal to the upper tribunal, and whether you are in the process of judicial review application or haven't even done judicial review application, whether you are in any of these categories and you are sitting on an application that has been just coming, are you dealing with relating to marriage of convenience, either for yourself or to your relative or friend or cousin, whatever it is. And in addition to this topic I'm discussing today, run to Tice Madox Solicitors to take detailed advice in relation to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I will take a short break quickly and I'll return. And I will continue to expand on marriage of convenience and what nurse and what is on at the moment in terms of the political revolution or political changes coming in relation to marriage of convenience and how the European Union sees it. Sit tight. You will not want to miss my voice and what I want to say next. Stay tuned.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Law Simplified with Justice. Before I took a short break, I was introducing to you the marriage of convenience. Under the EU, marriage between the EU citizens and non-EU citizens, and marriage between non-EU citizens to other forms of those who have leave to remain be it refugee or thereabout, and also introduce to you what the EU law has to say in relation to proving marriage of convenience. Ladies and gentlemen, because it's very key, before I took that short break out, we're discussing that to you. Now, some of you sit on these applications, and where your marriage, whether genuine or not genuine, has been branded by the caseworker or the Home Office, in this instance, to be that of convenience. If you are sitting on that, then what do you need to do? You should not just want to sit and say, oh, I accept it, and I walk away. Whatever the circumstance of which you've entered this marriage into, as long as you have a valid marriage certificate issued by this country or issued by your home country that are valid, whether you've traveled with your EU citizen to your country of origin to conduct this marriage and is issued validly by the authorities that are authorized to issue marriage certificates, and whether it's issued in this country, whether it's issued in the Church of England, irrespective of that, you need to run to me and you're sitting on that application. Ladies and gentlemen, the EU Commission, on staff working contents or documents in relation to marriage of convenience has been propounded by the European Union to assist nationals who are dealing with these allegations of marriage of convenience. There are things to prove. I have with me the document straight from the European Commission in relation to dealing with these matters, because I told you earlier, the United Kingdom is bound to accept whatever the EU says. They can't move away from that. I will tell you why. Now, as a result of that, the EU Commission has, obviously the European Commission, has produced this handout and this handbook, which is what I use. You can't get this document anywhere. This document deals with what the marriage of convenience had to be emanates from and how it needs to be proved by the authority nationality who is alleging that the member country or the member citizen of another citizen country, for another EU citizen living in a member state has engaged in marriage of convenience. And this is the requirement which they have to fulfill, which means the Home Office have to follow these guidance in order to prove that marriage is of convenience or not. This document is very essential. I was in the tribunal, upper tribunal, 2 days ago, and I made a strong argument before the first-year tribunal. It happened to me stunningly that the first-year tribunal is not even aware of this casework guidance. This is an EU document, and by the time I gave him a copy, he was clear to me, and I'm very confident that our application and that appeal will be won, because when I handed this document to an extract of this document, it became clear to the first-year tribunal judge that his hands are tied, that he has no other option but to uphold the appeal of my client. This document is real. This document has set the burden of proof where it shifts to the Home Office. The Home Office has that burden. That burden rests on the Home Office to prove that your marriage is of convenience. Some letters of refusal, my clients come to me and I read it and look at it. It's just mere assertion. They will say they've gone to your house, they've shown a picture of your wife and nobody is there, and therefore your marriage is of convenience. They come back and say they've spoke to someone in the house, or probably spoke to the wife or the husband, and it's not clear what he's saying, and therefore they believe it's a marriage of convenience. There are so many reasons. I've read so many reasons of refusal which have come to me. There are so many of them. They either won't say they make a phone call to your house, the landline you've given them, and nobody picked it. Therefore, it's the marriage of convenience. And I have a whole lot of excuses now because we are heading towards election. And I tell you, the Labour Party or the coalition government, under the current coalition government between the Conservatives and the Liberals, at this point in time, are doing all they can to reduce immigration. It's part of their manifestos. It's part of their agenda to present to the electorate that they have been able to whittle down in immigration, especially non-European citizens. Now, let me take it further. Today, which is the 28th of November, the Prime Minister today rolled out more further restrictions on European Union citizens coming to stay and work in the United Kingdom. And part of them is restricting their work, which means that they cannot come here until they get a job offer first. That's not even enough. And that also reels out restrictions relating to claiming benefits or whatever it is in that respect. But that's not the purview for me. My discussion is restricting their free movement, which means that they must have a job offer before they come here. And guess what? What the Prime Minister is proposing today is also to the basis that even if they're here and they're working and they lose a job and they're seeking for a job for the next 6 months, they have not yet gotten a job, the Prime Minister proposes that they will have to leave the United Kingdom. What does that leave you, who is a family member? And that's why Tice Madox Solicitors and myself consistently following the political manifestos, the political happenings, to understand the basis, especially for those of my clients who are coming under European and European law, who are also coming under that Regulation 2006 immigration applications, and therefore knowing exactly what to do to assist the application and give them the right advice. As I said to you, this is the document from the European Commission dealing with that, ladies and gentlemen, and how marriage of convenience ought to be proved. So as I said to you, sometimes the burden will now move, shift away from the Home Office and now go down to the applicant. How? You ask me that question. Sometimes some of you don't understand when it shifts. Some of you don't know when the burden shifts. Sometimes there are times you don't even need to enter into any form of defense to the Home Office because they have not discharged the burden first. How do they discharge this burden? There are limits of the proof which they have to on the face of it. The law terms will call it prima facie evidence. There must be prima facie evidence first before the burden shifts to you. What is prima facie evidence which the Home Office have to present that your marriage is that of convenience? Run to Tice Madox Solicitors to get that. Call me on the telephone, the landline, so that you book an appointment. You call me on the phone. You come to the office. You know the directions. It's straightforward. It's no hassle representation. I will give you, and my team will represent you, advise you in your best interest. Remember, you must pay consultation fee if you book an appointment to see me physically and to see me one-on-one. You must pay consultation fee because I am transferring legal knowledge to you to ease your work. Information is key. Information is important. If you have the right up-to-date information, it will save you thousands of pounds and you need to spend when you're running blindly. Okay? You will spend you that thousands of pounds. And also you get the right information. You will walk in straight into the appeal tribunal and you win your case because I have passed on that information to you. And if you instruct me further, I will come further into the court and I will address your matter in your best interest. I will address the judge. I will address the issues. Sometimes papers are transferred to me from other firms or from the clients who are representing themselves. When I look at the grounds of appeal, when it comes to marriage of convenience allegation, it is very clear to them they lack knowledge of how to defend marriage of convenience allegations or marriage of convenience assertions by the Home Office. But when you run and come to me, I will take detailed instructions from you. I will tabulate the issues. I will bring down issues and lay you bare to you. And I will tell you the technicalities and the issues where the Home Office has got it wrong, where you probably have got it wrong before coming to me. And then I will tell you how to harness it, how I can move forward from that. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it great that you can have a firm you can trust, a firm you can rely on to represent you in a friendly manner? I am very firm when I advise you. I am very firm when I talk to you. But in that status, I also give out my empathy, which is very key. It is very key. The empathy that I exude when I take instruction from my client enables me to transfuse myself into their position, into the situation, and then use the best and all the legal requirements or the legal paraphernalia that is available or the case laws that are available in order to succeed and put a smile on your face. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justice Maduforo. Remember that the fact that you lost the case in the first tribunal is not sufficient. It's not sufficient to say you give up. No, don't give up. Do not give up. Do not give up because you've lost the first case in upper tribunal. And do not give up because you do not have enough money to go to the upper tribunal. When you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, understanding your situation and extending empathy to you, I will work out a payment plan that will suit you as we go along. And while giving you that best representation, best advice, best litigation, and best advocacy, you cannot ask more than that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't ask more than that. You can't ask more than that. Your matter will be prosecuted and be defended diligently and robustly. That's what you get when you come to me. Tice Madox Solicitors. Our website is on there, www.ticemadox.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Tice_Madox. You can also watch some of these programs on YouTube by just typing Justice Maduforo on YouTube. Or you type in Tice Madox Solicitors. Or you can as well type in Law Simplified with Justice. It will bring out some of the topics I've discussed here. And I say it again and repeat again, what I discuss here are not legal advice. Do not act on them until you come to the office and seek proper legal advice before you can now run with whatever I have advised you. Whatever I have advised you, because I would have then taken that peculiar circumstance of yours and harness it and match it up with the case laws that are relevant at the time, and with the policies and guidance that are available at the time, and advise you. And then if you go further to instruct me to take it further, and I will produce a good result. Listen, when I put up a good fight for you, even if I lose, I will hold my head high because I have used all the last point to prosecute and defend your case. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I do when your matter involves employment law, whether it's unfair dismissal, whether it's constructive dismissal, with all sort of discrimination, with all sort of reduction and unlawful deduction of your wage, with all sorts of employment matters that you may be facing, disciplinary proceedings that are still pending on you, with all the meetings that you're about to attend relating to allegations against you, gross misconduct, because there are two different things between gross misconduct and misconduct. Those are two different definitions. And under the employment palace, both pertain to different things. If you're going through that, you run to me. Are you going towards a grievance? Are you writing and raising the grievance against your employer? Whether you're an agency worker, whether you're a part-time worker, whatever it is, you may have to seek proper legal advice. It won't harm you, ladies and gentlemen. It goes to contracts, domestic or commercial contracts, most especially. Whatever contract you're going into, contract is very key. It's very key for your peace of mind. It's very key to expect and to get better services. That contract is important. So do not treat it shabbily just because you're in a hurry to accept, to sign, and to move on. And then in the future, you have to revert back and you must have lost all you need to gain, or you must have given up all that you need to gain as a result of your lack of diligence in drafting and getting a better contract to suit your business. Run to Tice Madox Solicitors, ladies and gentlemen. And all the matters of family, litigation, civil litigation, landlord and tenant, and all sort of matters, you know, criminal matters, you know I'm the best. You cannot go elsewhere. Run to Tice Madox Solicitors. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure discussing today immigration, marriage of convenience on those under the EU, those outside the EU. And I've marshaled out the point, what it is. If you're sitting on that, run to me. Pick up the telephone now and talk to me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all the time you can take. This is a very inexhaustive list to discuss. Very big issues to discuss. As you know, I don't discuss the case laws here because I don't have all the time and it's not a legal advice. But when you come in, I'll show you this case laws as they affect you. Till next time I come, I ask you not to give up, but pick up the phone, give me a call, I come to the office. Till next time I come your way. Remain blessed. God bless you. Your time has definitely come.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.